you, my little. Welcome in or welcome back. This is From Corporate to Co-Creator. We're diving in at From Corporate to Co-Creator to creative discussions, to applied magic. Oh, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, my name is Yvonne. And if you haven't listened to my podcast, you definitely have never seen me here before because this is the very first ever recording of From Corporate to Co-Creator. I am going to be making this an audio and visual podcast from here on out. And go ahead and like, subscribe. Let's get into it. Okay, so first I want to just get grounded. A lot of times on the episodes, I really am not trying to make this like an ASMR thing, but I think it helps to sort of tune into your senses so that way you're more fully present with the conversation and possibly more available for hearing some new ideas that might put you somewhat outside of your comfort zone. Okay. Because if we're just staying in our comfort zone, there's really no growth. Not really what we're here for, anyways, in my mind. Taking a deep breath, maybe rolling your shoulders up and away from your ears a few times. Shake out a little bit. Let's go. So today's episode, moving from practical magic to applied alchemy. A whole lot of mystical, occult jargon. And I really want to simplify things. Like, that is part of me practicing. It's not just experimenting, testing, and validating some of these concepts, theories, beliefs, but it's also allowing me to transmute. So, another one of those occult, mystical jargon terms. Transmuting is simply the act of bringing something that is a base material, whether it be an emotion or literally like lead, and turning it into gold. That's like working with it to bring out the highest possible learning outcome, extracting that, and leaving the rest. That's when we move. So that part is the magic, right? The extraction, the practices, the meditations, the energetic healings. That's part of the magic. And then we get into the alchemy aspects of really allowing ourselves to move into the creator seat, that first person energy, that main character energy. I was going to get dressed up today. I'm in my pajamas. I'm not going to stunt. And I do absolutely love this shirt. I found this shirt at my job. If you happen to have lost a shirt with this exact phrase on it somewhere in the Central California area, this could potentially be yours, but it's mine now. You left it behind. You didn't call about it. It's kind of a hard thing to try and claim. But anyways, it's the authentic aspect of utilizing magic and really letting it become a part of your life. And I do identify as a witch, not because I'm not a Christian. Honestly, I guess I am a Christian as well, because I do like to read the Bible. And it's interesting because I realize that not a lot of Christians read the Bible. So, anyways, I was baptized, First Communion, went to Sunday school, and I loved it. And I have this really, um, luckily, fortunate and strong relationship to belief. But when I started to really honor my spiritual body, tap into more spiritual practices, and that's because I found yoga at 18 years old. So now at the ripe age of somewhere around 30, those practices are just part of my life. They're just a part of who I am. And I've noticed the magic that ensues when you commit to these simple things that either help keep you grounded, keep you uplifted, help you to transmute things, whatever it may be. It's just super powerful. We are powerful humans. We are creating our reality to a fault. I think that's what I realized once I was like really owning up to, like, maybe I am the problem. Like, maybe I'm my own worst enemy. And you do have to do that to begin to make the steps and take whatever action that's going to help you to grow, to acknowledge your weaknesses, to be able to connect with different types of people who might have different opinions, and you can honor that. You can disagree without being disagreeable because you start to know yourself so well that you're unbothered. Why would you be bothered with the way somebody else feels of something? Why would that be an issue to you? It's interesting, and maybe if somebody is on the other side of the spectrum from where you reside, it can be a little uncomfortable. But yeah, um, small tangent. Just let people live. Okay, so a big reason why I wanted to do this episode and I wanted to start to evolve this podcast is because I am learning to express, communicate, and co create this next level of my life. Okay, so I've been teaching yoga for like 8 or 9 years. Okay, I've been practicing yoga for about 10, 13 years. And so yoga is a science. I've talked about this a few times on this podcast, but I need to try and put it in layman's terms. So, because yoga suggests certain hypotheses, um, outcomes, if you are to put into practice the ancient techniques that have been laid out, different text and translated and printed all around the world, they're all getting at this ability within your own self, with or without a guru, to really tap into the seat of your soul. That's why you can learn to sit with yourself. Like sitting like this, it is a little uncomfortable after a while, but because my body, after over a decade of yoga practice, is relaxed enough, my hips are loose enough. I did yoga yesterday, so everything's feeling pretty aligned. I was upside down. I'm doing wheel poses, and I did this because, for one, I had the most amazing experience for where this yoga class was being held. For two, hadn't been on my mat in a few days and I wanted to go to yoga the day before, but I woke up late. And for three, because I am not only doing practices that honor my body, but they also honor my mind and my spirit. I just changed the category of this podcast to spirituality because everything is spirituality. Okay. And if whether or not you're a spiritual person, it doesn't actually matter, because within you, first of all, you're mostly space. You're being held together by spirit alone. There's scientists are still trying to figure out what to call it, dark matter, that baby, it's spirit. That is what is holding your atoms together in this human form. That is what is holding the earth together in its spherical form. Well, never mind. Not going to make a flat earther joke. Anyways, And so that's the practical part of it. The magical aspect of this whole thing is that, damn, I really just go sit on a mat, do some postures, some breathing, allow thoughts to course through my mind without having to attach to them. And I'm instantly elevated to a space that you could not put a flame to. You can't say anything to me after I've done a yoga class. Like, there's nothing you could say. You can't ruin my day. I'm not gonna lie. I can do a yoga class, be completely centered, and then hop into my vehicle, and then there's some traffic, and yeah, sure, I might like let off a little road ragey steam. Like, okay, really, be like, you know what I mean? When you're just like creating that dialogue, wishing that their windows were down, that you could actually say something to them. But I am so in my zone, in my lane after I do any like sound bath, yoga practice, breath work. Are you kidding? This is like, it's magic. Or because they don't want to call it science. There's the science of yoga. Read the text. Like, it is scientific in its process. It's like the hypotheses, the experiment, the variables. It talks about all of that. Read the Yoga Sutras. It's like a big long what do they call those things where they have the breakdown of like what an experiment entailed? Uh the Either way, you know what I'm talking about. Any yogic text, you can kind of relate in those terms. So that's just my take on it. I don't think it's a hot take, really. I think a lot of those experiments and quantum theories and findings that are coming out, this century, we've been said that the natives been saying that we're all connected. Like, this is all news, and it's just whether it's what you're choosing to believe at this point. Belief is huge, and that's why I don't necessarily classify myself as a Christian, because it's that's a full faith, right? And I believe in some of these like concepts and allegories alluded to in the Bible. Am I literally translating that? Not me personally, but that's to each their own. And so changing this to the spiritual category in podcasts is so that you all can understand that I am about my business. I'm not content creator. I'm sharing from my freaking heart. And whether or not you agree, it doesn't matter. Just move on, like close it now. If you was like, are you not vibing? Bye. Or stay, because I love that for us. Look at you trying to learn something. Look at you trying to like understand somebody outside of yourself. Like, anyways, I got my little thing here, so I'm gonna be peeking at it so that way I don't go too off on a tangent. And yeah, excuse my voice. It's actually funny because my loving, adoring partner, man, um, person, Colin, is out of town. And so I have been doing a lot of like introspection. I did an accidental mushroom trip because I was trying to microdose and it was not a microdose. And I've been like, sitting and lighting candles, taking baths. And I haven't been speaking. So my voice feels like a little froggy, kind of like when you first wake up in the morning. But we're going to get through it, okay? And next, let's taking first. Okay, I want to go back to what do I want to experience in the timeline that I'm kind of like shifting into, and this just means like entering like the next chapter of life. Like the timeline shifting thing on like TikTok and the internet is it's not beyond me, but it's just like, guys, it's just growth, like whatever you want to quantify it. And that looks like, for one, more play. I'm going to be practicing more with my musical instruments, taking more time for that. It's winter time, days are shorter. Baby, if I'm not at work, basically I'm at home. If I'm not at home, I probably had to leave the house to go get supplies so I can go back to the house and stay in the house. We're inside. Like outside was great all summer, but at this point we're inside. And don't I'm gonna say don't invite me to things. What I am gonna say is that let's have more hangs at each other's houses. Like it's not just about the intimacy; it's about the ability to really connect without the interference. Like sometimes you go out, you're having a good old conversation, and somebody just has to. They can't help themselves but be attracted to the light surrounding you, and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna butt in your conversation," and you're like, oh great, I really wanted to talk to a stranger instead of my friend that I don't get to spend that much time with. Please go on. Anyways, we are creating more space for these like deeper connections, and that's a part of what I wanted to do here, like face to face. We've been in it for a minute now. We're on season, what did I say, season 3 or whatever. I just like up and end this season whenever I'm feeling it. So we're on season 2 or 3 from corporate to co-creator, and this is a love child. This is like me honoring just pure expression. Like some people will go, they paint. Like I like to draw sometimes, but it's just not like my medium. And not necessarily that words are my medium. Like you'll hear me fumble over my words often enough. And I'm just making sure my mic was still on. You'll hear me fumble over my words often enough, but I have worked really hard to be able to articulate thoughts. And I also understand that if you're not truly able to articulate reasoning or your like what is going on in your energetics, but like why, like your why, if you can't express that, because I think you're probably still gaining clarity on that. And once you're able to fully express your why, you get to like talk to other people about it, and then they're all like, huh, interesting, or like, yo, I can fully relate, or it's like, I disagree. And it doesn't really, none of that actually matters, but the point of life is expression. I mean, just imagine never being able to express what you were feeling internally. Like some of you don't. That's cool too. But for the rest of us who like, are trying to be in touch with our feelings, not necessarily the most in touch, but we're attempting. And I imagine never being able to express it. It would be like you would die. It would be like holding in a sneeze and never letting it out, or a fart, or whatever naturally occurring human things that come up. Like it's not another tangent. Anyways, moving into the next little topic. Concrete steps to bring more magic into life. That's what I realized yoga was for me. And it took me a little while because at first I wasn't like about that life. I liked my going to my yoga once a week. And then I was like, okay, I really love this. This was after the first month of me trying yoga. And then I started volunteering at the studio because your girl went in on an intro special and was already working a couple of jobs. Life was lifing, and I'm like, I can't afford $100 a month for yoga because I was there regularly. It was right down the street from my house, and I was living in a really cold place, going to a hot yoga studio. So it was like going, committing, then getting a mat, because I didn't have a mat for a while. I would just borrow one when I went to the yoga studio. Getting a mat, I spent $100 on my yoga mat. I'm not joking. I've had it for it'll be 10 years in January that I've had my yoga mat. So like if spending the money on yourself is a concrete step, how are you gonna have, like, buy some incense, boo? Like that's magical. It smells like jasmine in here. It smells like divine in here. And other concrete steps, going for walks. Nature's amazing. Just the color alone of the outdoors. That's why I'm filming here. So you can see the green is soothing for your nervous system. Yeah. You put your bare feet on the ground. Put it on the concrete. You don't have grass? Go put it on the concrete. Guess what that concrete's connected to? The earth. You know what your shoes are doing? They're breaking the connection of your positive, negative ions. The earth takes the surplus, and that's called transmutation. That's magic, baby. Magic is just science that they can't explain, and they're getting closer and closer every day. Like, you all have to be keeping up. We are not living in the same world that we grew up in, and that's just because we know more. Just with AI alone, that's being able to be operated at the level of a doctorate professional, a professional who has gotten their PhD, is operating at the same level as AI. Okay, so meditation. I will be honest that I should have meditated before I recorded this, but this is kind of just the practice run. And so I'm gonna see how this all comes out in the filming. I tried to find the angle, and this is my little set. This is kind of my timer. So once that baby is burned, like, we're done. And I'm thinking hopefully it's not that long, but I don't know how long this little candle will burn for. It seems like appropriate. We got half an incense left. I have a full pot of tea. I'm gonna take a breath, take a sip. I mean, might even just step away real quick. That feels right. Okay, I'll be right back. It's not a commercial break. Okay. Please be careful. You can come over here if you want. Just watch out for the camera. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Can you lay down, please? Why don't you come lay down over here? You lay down there? Okay. Okay, perfect. So, getting back into it. Creating pattern interruptions. So, basically, that's what I was just doing. Like, I felt myself kind of getting into this chaotic energy because I'm really excited. This is the first filming of the podcast. I have my little setup here, my little notes, so that way I don't get too off track. And I needed to go kind of ground counter to appearances or whatever your opinion may be. That is how I utilize my consumption, my self medicating I mean, let the proof just be in the pudding. So, the other point that I have to talk about, stop worrying about how you are perceived. Stop worrying about how you're perceived. Let it go. Let people think what they want to think. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to be in the right. We're in our villain era, not because we want to be villains, not because it's like some like, like, no. We're in our villain era because we are done. We're not emotionally regulating for people. We're not over explaining. We are not compromising our boundaries. We are not putting up with it. Okay? And we are minding our business. We are staying in our lane. The whole, like, I get it. I've been like kind of down the TikTok rabbit hole of like neurodivergent, ADHD people, autistic spectrum, all of that stuff. And it's because I like to learn about people. I think it's really interesting. I may or may not have quite a bit of things in common with these people. I may or may not be one of these people. I definitely don't feel that I need to like go get a test for some people to tell me like what I already know how this brain works, baby. So anyways, like I just can't be bothered with what you think of me. And I was on the phone with my mom the other day telling her about this. Like I am also grieving, so my energy may not be as high as it usually is. Like I just uh, ended a 15-year friendship. That's half of my life, a friendship that lasted half of my life, because I am not willing to, even for somebody that has been in my life for half of my lifespan, I am not willing to compromise what I will allow and tolerate from people. The customer always right era is over, because I just, it's not like I am like a person who enjoys conflict. Um, Quite the opposite, actually. I am more of a peacekeeper and I tend to de escalate situations. And that's just because it is really triggering when you are a peaceful person. People want you to get riled up, people want you to get emotional, people want you to feel some type of way. Stop worrying about how you're perceived. Stop playing the part. I'm so concerned. No, do you like own your shit? Like own your shit. I'm drinking some commoner's chai tea. I had a different name for it, but it was slightly offensive. So we're gonna call this the commoner's chai. This is a blend that has no tea. Actually, it's just all herbs like cardamom, ginger, peppercorns, allspice, cinnamon. And it's so freaking good, you guys. Like if you're trying to do no caffeine, like it's spicy too. It's like you're awake after you drink it, or even before bed. It's really good for digestion, and then it's just like you have like a yummy taste on your palate. Even if after you brush your teeth, it's just a really yummy. So yes, Remy teas. I definitely will be bringing some more like tea tutorials and stuff like that in and offering that for you all too. This is just another practical magic. Like this tea gets me right, and all these herbs too help to influence your vibration and your energy to be more like spicy, baby. That's why everybody loves chai tea. Anyways, stop worrying about how you're perceived. Like ramble, like say the weird thing, say the thing that needs to be said. Be honest. Don't hold shit in. Because you're sitting there, we're trying to be cordial, casual, and people just waiting for you to slip up because you are just a little too peaceful. They're like, nah, I need to disturb that. And sometimes I don't think it's intentional. I just think that if you're not at peace in yourself, that's the only way you would like other people to be not at peace with themselves or in life, or causing drama, causing any type of um, lack of coherence. We're done. I originally wanted to name this podcast The Millennials Guide to Staying in Your Lane. So we're going to do a little, like, that'll be a column that we do every week. And yeah, I'm really excited because I'm obviously, not only am I in my villain era, I'm in my grown woman era. That's another thing. Okay, back to the conversation I was having with my mom. You know, some shit that went down. I let you guys know about the whole what I'm going through right now. And I'm just like, if you are not my mother, your opinion, it might as well be writing on the wall of a bathroom stall, baby. Like, why would I? Oh, what does this say? Oh, okay, yeah, cool. That is how I feel. I'm so in my lane. If you swerve over here and you go, oh, why are you driving like that? Let's get back in your lane. And again, it's only people who are not at peace within themselves that are going to be causing this disharmony. What? People who always want to fight. What? We're going out to have a good time and you want to fight somebody because maybe they looked at you the wrong way, but what? Is it that serious? I don't know. So to that point, we also need more than just like hope. We need faith. We have to have faith. And the part that has gotten a lot of people tripped up, I believe, and why, like, there's going to be certain people who are not even going to watch this because I switched this to a spiritual podcast, and I realized I needed to do that. Those people don't need to be here. You're the exact person who needs to be here watching and listening to this. No one else. If you're not here, they're like, I'm not even going to say send this to people if you think, no, that's not why we're doing this. And like, to just hope that things are going to get better, to just hope that if we are nice, and just hope that if we do the right thing, then people won't get mad at us, to just hope that maybe just if you do this one thing, you'll be recognized at your place of work. They might acknowledge all your hard work, to just hope that, oh, they will come to understand your difference of opinion if you just explain it enough. To you need to have faith, because the hope is like, that's, you have hope until you build your faith, but your faith is built on maintaining a certain line of direction, like staying on track, staying in your lane, being focused, being about your business. That's having faith in yourself. So the thing that trips people up is they think, I'm atheist, or I'm not a spiritual person, or I'm not religious. Do you even have, you just need faith in yourself. You don't need faith in anything. And that's basically what the Bible was saying. Jesus was saying, bro, y'all got this. I'm going to show you what it is. And 100th monkey effect will make it do what it do. Create your reality. Come here. This is my dog. I dreamed of this dog. Look at how perfect she is. Look at that. She fits right in my lap. I love her so much. I spent thousands of dollars on this dog. She has pet insurance now. Look at her little scar. Yeah, she's about that life too. We go hard. Okay, baby girl. That's Sophia. If you don't know Sophia, you don't know me. If you don't know that I have an angel of a dog then you don't know that I am about these, like, about my business. Like, let me watch my words. I don't want to get like flagged or something. Oh, uh, so okay, 2 more points, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Joy is a powerful spiritual practice. So back to like faith, like first, if you you already either have faith or you're building your faith. And I think the misplaced faith in like the system in the church, or that's fine. You don't have to drop your faith, but you need to start to build your faith in yourself, because I promise you, no one's going to treat you better than you. That's why we're our own worst enemy. And so, yes, I have my vices, and I do things that may cause some level of harm to my body, but it, I'm balanced. I use moderation. I do things for my mind. I do things purely for my body, even when I don't feel like it. I have faith in myself, and like, okay, if I am taking care of myself, I'm going to be all right. And this creator I was watching on TikTok, I just was scrolling. I don't know her name, but I want to give like full credit to what she was talking about. Like, y'all remember from the Jungle Book? It's just the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries. I don't know. That's that's where your faith should be placed. Just you, on numero uno, and see how the rest lines up. And joy is such a powerful spiritual practice because it brings you into that blissful state. Like, the more you exist in that blissful state, the more the universe is like, okay, is this what we're doing here? Like, it's just like when you like, okay, pretty, we've all been probably hearing these people talk about pretty privilege. I don't know if that's in your realm or your sphere, but I've been hearing these different discussions, and I kind of scroll past them because it's all like, yeah, sure, everybody has an opinion. But this whole pretty privilege concept, where it's like, I can tell you that as somebody who, I don't always look a certain way, but when I go out, I am dressing up for me, and like going to the club or something like that, and you're looking nice and and you're vibing, you're probably not going to spend $1 anywhere. Like, people just buy you food, just buy you stuff, because it's the universe working through them. It's not even about them. It's not even about you. Um, and like, that's just like the base. Like, I'm talking about like average Joe Schmo. Like, this is how you get into that energy, right? What lights you up? Do you love to cook? Do you love to be outside? Do you love to hang out with your friends? Do you love to take baths? Do you love to hang out with your dog? Do you love to hang out with your cat? I mean, sitting around scrolling all day, if you're joy scrolling and you're sitting through your phone and you're laughing your ass off and you're in this, that's upward spiraling. That's up spiraling, because you're not doom scrolling. You're not like, oh, the world's so terrible. You're like, wow, there's some funny people out there. Oh my God, this is fucking hilarious. Oh, I love cat videos. Oh, I love dog videos. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. They would love for you to think that all social media is so bad and we're just so sucked into these devices. Yeah, yeah, sure. And it's kind of bad. But also, we can utilize these tools. Uh, that's the practical part of it. I mean, witch talk, baby. We are entertained. We are learning stuff. We are swapping spells. Like, and then, okay, two more points actually. I thought I had 3 and I thought I had 2. So, for one, bugs are attracted to light. There's probably going to be some haters here watching this. You probably don't even like me, and even watch to this far. And some of you, like, we are a tribe. We are like, maybe we haven't even met, but you already know. Or the rest of you that are like my aces. Bugs are attracted to light. Like this was another concept I came across on TikTok. And I'm not sitting there like taking notes. Don't know. Oh my God, what am I learning from TikTok? But sometimes shit just like hits. It just resonates. And you're just like, damn, bugs are attracted to light. So just be out here shining. Don't be worrying about how you're perceived. Do your do whatever you need to do for you. Create more moments of joy, and then the universe just is gonna start vibing with you. And when that starts happening, bugs are all like, ooh, mosquitoes like, ooh, let me get some of that blood. Flies are like, ooh, I want to try to land on your eyeballs and irritate the fuck out of you, and I want to go in your ears and stuff. And then the gnats, they bite. The ticks suck blood. Bugs are attracted to light. Uh, yeah, they're not out here trying to eat shit. Except for, flies, they land on the poop. I don't know if they're eating it. I don't know. Anyways, I digress. We grew up as millennials. We didn't create this because we were too young. We just were like, we bought into it. The keep calm and carry on era, y'all created this. You started this. That was Gen X or boomers who created that whole keep calm, carry on. That wasn't like some middle schooler, which is when I first started seeing that every freaking where, every other post on Facebook, keep calm, carry on, and then like, the funny little iterations of it, and notebooks, t-shirts, posters, keep calm, carry on. That's what we're doing now. Okay, you indoctrinated us. We're keeping calm and we're carrying on. And I'm saying it with my chest. We're not getting wrapped up into the drama, into the bullshit. Bugs are attracted to light. Let the flies fly. Get a bug zapper. Keeping calm, carrying on, and okay. Let me just leave you with this. Do not let hesitation get in the way of expression. The friendship that just recently ended in my life that I told you about, I hesitated to express some feelings that I was feeling because I thought, timing's everything, right? I thought. Instead, this backfired so hard that it just brought up the fact that me and this person haven't been good friends in a minute. We just known each other. We just talked to each other. We don't like know each other. We knew each other and then we just like kept in touch. And you'll realize that in certain relationships in your life, like I have, honestly, in the past week, I've been able to like really grieve and like move into a space of forgiveness. I forgive myself for um putting my guard down. I That's the Scorpio in me where I'm like, man, motherfuckers always be trying shit. And I know better. You know better, you do better. I forgive myself. I forgive the situation that I was put in because it brought me to a space of like having more firm boundaries. I will never, ever let myself be put in a position that I was put in that brought about the end of a 15-year friendship. And so, like, if I had just spoke my truth, maybe when I started to feel these feelings, maybe it wouldn't have like snowballed into a certain situation. But there's never going to be the right time to say the thing. Say the thing. Do the thing. It's never going to be super convenient. I wanted to like, have a really nice setup and camera, and the lighting is probably shit. It's kind of cloudy, so I thought it would be good lighting. I turned on like all the lights in my home, and I'm doing a thing. And I have been like ever since I bought these mics off of Amazon, and I was like, we're in business, baby. And now sitting here recording this, it feels very much like, mm, yeah, not like I should have been doing this, but it feels like the natural progression. So I'm glad you're here for this conversation. I hope I gave you some food for thought. I hope I gave you some soul food. I hope I gave you something that puts you at ease in your body, like in your immune system, your parasympathetic system. I hope you start to relax. I hope something I said hits home. And I have faith that the right people will be listening to these conversations. Like, we're not, it's not an echo chamber. That phrase is, I get that phrase because we can be in those sometimes, but we're all so connected. And that is part of I don't actually know what's going on with the whole TikTok world and the government and money. I think it's money seems to be the root of all these. Facebook just got in trouble, and Meta and all these companies are out here just like being ruthless, like you know, selling our information, reading our minds. These headphones are like reading our thoughts. You guys, anyways. You know, I have faith that the right people are going to be listening. I have faith that we're going to do great things. I have faith that you're going to stick around. Sophia wants to come say goodbye. Please watch the setup, love. You're doing good. Come. Okay. I love you all. And thanks for coming and chilling. And leave a comment, like this, I suppose, if you liked it. Don't like it if you didn't. And I'll talk to you next time. You want to go for a walk? Kind of rainy outside.